It has been a while. I just wanted to jump on here and say I'm so sorry that I've lacked in uploading videos lately. I, to be honest, have not really been motivated, which really makes me sad because YouTube is something that generally makes me pretty happy. To be honest, I've been struggling a lot lately, and you know, if you go onto my Facebook page, I've got like a bit of an explanation of what's going on. I can't really talk about it on here, which you will see why on Facebook, so make sure you head over there and have a look and see what's been going on. But I've got a lot on my mind at the moment. My heart's been pretty heavy and I've really been struggling. I've been struggling with my living arrangements. I've been struggling with the amount of loss that we've had, especially the last couple of years. Like, our family has been hit really hard and it's really taken a toll on me. So I just wanted to give you a bit of an explanation of what's been going on. I did have to take down my last video due to personalities clashing. Let's just leave it at that for now. But I did want to put this video out there because I feel like the information in this video could really help someone. So this video is going to be pretty much like my last video. I have made it unlisted. It's not completely deleted, it's just unlisted, so you're more than welcome to go and look at it. But yeah, this is going to be much of the same. So sorry if it feels like I'm repeating myself. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an explanation as to what's been going on. I do have some vlogs that I've been filming that are coming out in the next few days. One of them has to be approved, so hopefully I can get that edited today and get that out for you guys. But I did want to give you guys a little bit of an update with what's been going on with me. I've still had people congratulating me. I guess they don't know that unfortunately we did miscarry. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. I'm Tammie. I make mummy and lifestyle videos here on YouTube. We have had quite a couple of years. We have been trying to conceive another baby since our son Samuel was born. He is going to be turning 4 in October, so for quite some time, and we can't quite get there. We've had 4 miscarriages now. 2 of them very early miscarriages and 2 of them missed miscarriages. The one that we've just been going through, I feel like I would have miscarried on my own quite early, around the 6 to 7 week mark, but because I was taking progesterone, it was delayed. So I'll go into that a little bit later. We also gave birth to our second son on the 15th of March in 2018, so last year. And he was born sleeping at 21 weeks. He had a condition called hypoplastic left heart syndrome, or HLHS, which is, it's a very, very horrible heart condition, and there is mixed opinions about it. Essentially, it is a terminal illness unless treated, and the treatments are multiple open heart surgeries, which I'm not going to go into that right now. If you want to watch his journey, I'll have a playlist linked up above in the cards and you can go back and watch all those videos. But today we're here to talk about my most recent miscarriage and what happened, and where we're going to go next. So I've been rambling in this introduction for far too long. Let's just jump on in and have a chat about it. I want to apologize for all the background noise as well. We live at the moment kind of close to the city, and there is just always sirens, trains, airplanes, anything that you can think of. So in my videos there is lots of background noise. I do apologize. I did want to start this video off by saying that I feel like I'm coping okay with this miscarriage. Maybe it hasn't really sunk in yet, I'm not really sure, but I feel like everything that we went through Jackson was pretty much the worst that any parents could go through, and anything less than that I can handle now. So I am doing okay. I have my good days and my bad days, but I'm okay. Like, I will be okay. We have told Samuel what's happening, and I just want to stress to you guys, I know that there's some people that are for it and some people are against it. This is just something that we do in our family. We want to have an open and honest relationship with our son, and I think that by sharing with him the struggles that we go through, hopefully that will make him a little bit more aware as he grows up. And you know, we want him to know about Jackson. We've said that before on my channel. We want him to know what we've been through and how far we've come and how blessed we are to have him. He is such a miracle to us, especially everything that we've been through after Sam. To know that we've got him, we want him to know how special he is, and we also want him to have empathy and sympathy for the people that are going through similar things than what we're going through. So each their own. I'm probably going to get a lot of comments on that later on, but I did want to share that with you, that he does know what's going on. In fact, he stopped kissing my belly around 7 weeks, and he stopped talking about the baby. And then when we asked him, he said that the baby had gone to heaven with Jackson. So I think that he knew before we knew. He also knew that I was pregnant before we knew. So kids have a way of finding things out. I just feel like sometimes we should just include them, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. Obviously we say it in a way that's age appropriate to him, and we talk about it to him in a way that's age appropriate, but going forward things get said and they can't be unsaid, and I don't think people understand the impact that those things have on grieving parents because they've never been in that situation. So the more that we can share these stories and share the pain, the more awareness is raised, and we can stop other families from feeling the same way that we do when comments that are sometimes how should I put this? Well-intended comments that are actually quite hurtful are made. So with that being said, I am going to take us back to about 3 weeks ago, my 8-week update. You guys knew that we were really concerned because our ultrasounds were showing one thing, the HCG levels were showing something else, and there was just something not quite right about it. And we tried really hard to stay positive for as long as we could. Dr. Google was in some cases my enemy, in some cases it gave me hope. You know, with our HCG levels, I'll jump into that first. So I had 3 lots of blood work taken to check my HCG levels exactly a week apart. So the first one was when I was about 7 weeks pregnant. It was showing that my HCG levels were about 6,800, and then the ultrasound was saying that I was only 5 weeks and 4 days pregnant at that point. So to be honest, my OBGYN or fertility specialist, whatever you want to call her, I am seeing a fertility specialist. She was very hopeful. She said that it was very high. She even thought maybe I was even carrying twins. She was just really happy. Everything was going on track. I will say, if this is your first video watching, I was also on aspirin since 2 months before I got pregnant. I was also on megafolate 2 months before I got pregnant. I was taking that every day, and then once I got pregnant I dropped it down to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so just 3 days a week. Same with Mega B, I was taking that every day until I got pregnant, and once I did, I dropped it down to Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. And then I was also taking progesterone since I got pregnant every single day, so it was a 200 milligram progesterone tablet. So I was doing everything that I possibly could be. My HCG levels looked really good, but the ultrasounds were just really not great. Fast forward a week, we had another blood test, and this is when things started to go downhill. I think 7 weeks, maybe 7 weeks exactly. 6 weeks and 6 days maybe, I had a little bit of spotting when I was at work, and it was enough to stain my underwear, but then it went away, and then it came back, and then it went away. It was only ever really brown, so to be honest, I wasn't really that concerned about it. I was concerned enough that I had to go and have another ultrasound, but I don't know, we bled with Jackson, so I guess I didn't want to think too much of it. I was trying really, really hard to be positive, but I feel like that's when I would have naturally miscarried if we weren't taking progesterone. That Tuesday I had another ultrasound, and the baby had, or the sac had grown a little bit. The yolk sac had appeared and everything like that. Everything seemed to be growing, but just not at the speed that it needed to be. That Thursday I had another blood test, and my HCG levels were only at 14,000, like in the 14,000s. So it was definitely rising, but not doubling the way it should do. When I was on Dr. Google, they said that after it gets to 6,000, the level 6,000, it could take longer to go up. So I was really hoping that everything was going to be okay. And then the next week I had another ultrasound, and it showed that the sac and the egg yolk, the yolk sac had grown a little bit, but not again the way it should have. And then when I had my final HCG test done, it showed that I was only at 24,000, like the level was only 24,000. So again, it was rising but not doubling. And there is some like discussions that doctors and things had with me saying that progesterone could definitely have assisted that and kept me feeling like I was pregnant, when in fact I should have miscarried. The last ultrasound I had was on the Monday. That was 2 weeks ago, 2 and a bit weeks ago. So I had an ultrasound on the Monday morning at 11, and it actually showed the sac had decreased in size. And then I went to see the OBGYN, or the fertility specialist, and everything was kind of confirmed with the blood work and the ultrasounds that in fact it wasn't a viable pregnancy. That's what they called it. So on Tuesday I got admitted to hospital, and I underwent a medically managed miscarriage. The reason why I had to go that route and do it in hospital was because they wanted to collect the tissue samples to try and do some testing to find out if there was anything that they could that would give us any answers as to why we're having so many miscarriages. I do want to say that they did say that there is a great possibility that they won't get any information just because there was no fetal pulse. So yeah, we don't know if we're going to get any information out of it. There was no genetic components that they found that caused Jackson to have HLHS. So at this stage we're still kind of in the dark as to why this keeps happening. So like I said, we got admitted to hospital on the Tuesday, and they gave me the drug misoprostol. I believe that's how you say it. I could be wrong. It's the exact same drug that they gave me when I was induced with Jackson. And I miscarried in hospital. I was given it every, I think, 4 hours. It was a drug that was placed under my tongue, so didn't inject anything into my body, didn't inject anything into my womb or into any baby or anything. It was just 2 tablets under my tongue that, to be honest, I feel like gives you a chemical burn. I don't know if anybody has had that. It's what they use to induce labor and bring on labor, to bring on miscarriages, to bring on a whole bunch of different things with pregnancy. They also use it to help treat postpartum bleeding. So it's used for a bunch of different things, but in my case they used it to bring on this miscarriage, and let me just say, it hurts like crazy. Anyone that has been induced in labor, like obviously it's not as bad as going through labor because there's a whole baby and that is painful, but it is painful. The cramping is really painful. They gave me some oxycodone while I was there to keep me comfortable. They also gave me some ondansetron because I got very sick. And that's just the side effects that my body has with it. So we had that every 4 hours. Probably the worst part about the whole situation was that unfortunately it was a really busy week for Matt at work, and I know, again, some people are going to comment about this, but Matt had to do an interview at night for his job, and obviously he's the breadwinner, so I was in pain, I was in hospital, I was fine to be alone, to be honest. I kind of wanted to be alone. I was in and out of sleep for the whole day, and if I wasn't asleep I was watching movies. But we had arranged with the nurses for Sam to come in and sit with me after childcare while Matt was doing the interview, and then he was going to come back and get him. And let me just say, never do that again. He was jumping off the walls, like literally. He jumped off the bed about 3 times. He was climbing on the chairs to look out the window. He spilled a cup of water. I was running around chasing after him, all the while in the most excruciating pain. And at that point is when I kind of miscarried most of the tissue. So it was the most painful part of the whole process, and Sam was there for that. But I, in some ways, wouldn't change it for the world because it was comforting having him there. So Matt came and took him home. I stayed in hospital overnight. I had a lot of bleeding. And then the next day they gave me another dose. So on the Wednesday they gave me another dose in the morning. I had the doctors come around with the ultrasound machine, and I still had quite a large blood clot that hadn't made its way out yet. So they wanted me to stay in for the morning and see if we could get it out by taking more medication. It didn't come out, but yeah, I still got to go home. I got to go home at about 3 o'clock. After I came home, I bled for about 2 weeks. To be honest, I've still had a bit of stain to discharge the last few days, but it's not enough to cause any issues. The hospital seems to think it's fine. They called and did a check on me, and I am going back on the 15th of next month to see the OBGYN to see what we can do next time. I have been given the clearance to start taking the aspirin again, which should help regulate my periods, which I believe is what helped me get pregnant this time. So I am going to start taking that. I wanted to give my body plenty of time after I stopped bleeding to start taking that again. And I'm also going to start, I should never have stopped, but I did stop because I just needed some time off from taking all the medication. I am going to start as of next week taking the aspirin and the mega folate and the mega B vitamins. And then, yeah, we will find out on the 15th if there's any news from those tests and what we can do next time. I did want to address a couple more things before I finish this video. I had some people comment and send me messages saying that they're very disappointed in my channel because they feel I'm very closed-minded in regards to trying to have a baby, and they wanted to see me consider different options, I guess, in regards to IVF and adoption, surrogacy and fostering. In regards to IVF, that is definitely something that we're considering. It's something that we've recently talked about, and it's something that I will be talking to my fertility doctor about when I see her on the 15th. I don't think that I'm closed-minded when it comes to having another baby. Like, we have been seeing a doctor to be tested. We have been tested. I'm trying really hard to be open-minded, but IVF is definitely something that we have talked about and that we're considering. I did mention to Matt the other day that if we have one more miscarriage, I think that will be it, and then I'll want to try IVF. In terms of surrogacy, here in Australia we have very tough laws about that kind of thing. It's very difficult to adopt and extremely expensive, and I guess there is that financial burden across the whole board with all of the options. Here we have a very good public healthcare system, and that's what I'm going through at the moment. So we haven't paid any money to see these fertility doctors that I've been seeing and having all the tests that I've had. So at this stage, financially, this is a route that is accessible to us. I'm not going to not consider IVF. I know that it'll be a financial burden on us, but I feel like if we can't get pregnant by ourselves and have another baby in the next 12 months, then that is definitely a route that I'm very strongly considering. But I really believe in my doctor, and I really feel she's got my back, and I feel like she can get to the bottom of this. And I don't know, I guess I feel like when the time is right, we will be blessed with another baby. And you know, it has taken a lot longer than we thought, but I will never give up. I will always fight for this. It's something that I really want, and yeah, we're just going to keep trying until we either can't try anymore or until we have a baby in our arms. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I'm sorry for the double up in videos. Head over to my Facebook page. It explains everything over there. But I will see you guys in our next video. Thanks for watching. Bye guys. Hey guys, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to watch some of ours. If you want to see more from us, make sure you click here to subscribe. If you want to keep up to date with everything going on with our new house build, click here. And to watch all of our latest videos, click here.